Right, that's it kicking off. So it's,
Right.
we can edit it all out anyway.
Right.
Which is funny. Take the fuse there. Ready?
Aye, mate.
Welcome to Green Sunrise Podcast. In fact, Bob, man, you do that.
Welcome to Green Sunrise Podcast. This is episode 73.
Episode 73 revisited.
Yes.
Actually, you were the original episode 73.
The first.
From the audio version of Green Sunrise Podcast, there was Bob was interviewed and he was episode 73.
Yeah.
And we are in Studio 73.
The one itself.
We are testing out today as well, so this is the first time we've tested in Studio 73.
Yep. Hopefully many episodes to come for you.
Hopefully many episodes. Very comfortable in here.
Well, we try to make it as comfy as we can. It's Sim, do you know what I mean?
Part of Kev
It's
here.
bulging.
I don't know if you can see Kev to the left. I mean, even Kev's saying it. FTS. Kev, sorry about that, man. I'll put that back on. You're alright there, big man. Thank you. What was that? Teaser?
Nah, mate, ignore him because he'll end up logging the limelight.
We'll no bother with Kevin the now. We've actually, this podcast hasn't really got any rhyme or reason. Similar to most people's mental health, there is no right or there's no rights or wrongs with regarding to it.
For the first time we come on and done this, our episode in the green room, remember?
Aye.
Yourself and Ian.
The very first.
For then on, with the amount of people you've had, for the amount of contact you've had, for the amount of people you've helped since then, mate, it's what you birthed, what you wanted today.
So, I suppose that gives us an episode today, a review of some sort.
Because what we are is the current situation that everybody in this world now, without getting into politics and all that stuff, and what's going on in the world, mate, is affecting everybody.
Yeah.
And it's going to get, what you explained about way back then, mate, that everything like that external pressure gives you that internal pressure and the stress, which then can kick into your mental health.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with your mental health, anybody's dealing with mental health issues, or if they're conditioned or whatever they've got, these outside factors can trigger things, they can amplify things.
So just to give you a reminder, the whole reason the podcast, or the Green Sunrise Podcast, was all based on finding people in a dark space and trying to help them navigate or talk about maybe their issues and get help with other people.
The thing is, we are saying with people, mate, that at one stage I was lost. It's like walking about in the darkness.
Aye.
I didn't know. It's the same way we met up at Mary Martyr's, that amazing charity up in Drumchapel.
Yeah.
A wee shameless podcast.
We punting
for him, but an amazing place. Like me, Paul went to, we met there initially. You walk in the door, mate, and you don't know yourself what's wrong.
Aye.
You go to the doctor because somebody's forced you to go to the doctor because you don't know what's wrong.
Yep.
You don't know what's wrong, mate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what happens, mate, is they just put you on medication.
Yeah.
Which happens 9 out of 10 people, 10 out of 10 people. The problem isn't the medication, mate, the problem is the person.
Yeah.
There's something like we've talked about before. There's a seed planted in there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that you need to get back to. It's like somebody getting sent to physio, mate. Get to the root of the problem. Don't just say, do this exercise. It doesn't fix it.
Doesn't fix it. I think, so when you walked in, so if we're going to go back in time, when you walked into Men Matter Scotland, we have spoken about the fact is you went in there because you had suicidal ideation.
Oh, aye, mate, aye.
And you had...
I was moving from A to B all the time
Yeah.
as well, mate. Moving different places. My life is in cardboard boxes, do you know what I mean?
That's right.
I hadn't settled anywhere. And you and I get that phone call that day and this was available. So we came down to see this and I thought, I'm having a bit of this, because we walked in here and I asked you, your opinion was swinging this for me, mate. We walked in and I walked into an empty shell, a 1-bedroom tenement in here, an empty shell, but I was empty at the time. And I thought, right, I can work with this because I'll build on this and build on me at the same time, because this is my safe place. And it's the same with everybody else, their mental health. Your safe place at times, mate, it's when you isolate yourself in your house, and I call it burying yourself down the rabbit hole. People do that. People spend, you've done it, I've done it, anybody listen to this, resonates with this is we've all spent time in our beds and no one to get out your bed because it's only you then, and you don't want to face the world. But it isn't the world is the problem, it's you. You're still in your bed, your head. You're in the bed with your head, let's put it that way, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You're no solving the problem. All you're doing is masking it or covering it up.
Covering up.
Do you know what I mean?
So the point in you going to Men Matter Scotland, again, a pun for them is you knew about the Men Matter Scotland and what it was all about. It was suicidal ideation.
I met a guy in the
suicide
hospital.
prevention.
Mate. I was in the psychiatric ward at the time. I met a mate of mine, Jordy, one of the guys that goes
Is that how you found it?
I found out about it with a guy in the ward. I was in the ward, mate.
That's right.
And I was just talking to him. He says, "Where do you stay?" Laddie had we're getting a Blair. He says, "Oh, it's an amazing place. You need to come to it." When I get to the hospital, we swapped numbers and I went to it.
That's right.
And you were the first person that I met. As soon as you walked in, the worst volunteer they ever had.
The worst volunteer that they ever had.
People to give a paint a picture here for you come in, and it's developed a lot now. It's amazing.
It's an amazing charity, it is.
Even for where it was then, they'd all different rooms. They'd rooms to sit and talk in, they'd music rooms, they'd therapy rooms, they'd podcast rooms, the gym, they'd all going on, right? They've still got a lot of that still going on, but in different ways now, full-time therapists in it and everything, it's amazing. So you do a tour, you take them in and round all the rooms, and it gets people to ease, but it also gets you to try and get them a wee bit of their story out as well.
Yep.
But the tour should usually take you about 20 minutes, it usually takes you about half an hour. Paul's is 7 minutes long. So he's laughing about it, right? 7 minutes as we go with Paul. Here it is here. 7 minutes with the Belgians here. With Charlie Boy Quinn.
Bob, there's no fucking about, mate.
Right when about, says, there you go, mate. There's the tea, there's the coffee, sit down, right? Cheers, we'll see you later on.
I'm sure.
And that was it. And I'm sitting down there like, on the couch. Didn't know anybody or nothing, do you know what I mean?
I think the first thing that I said, after I was six minutes through my 7 minute tour, I'd say to the both organisers at that point was Gregor and Fraser. And I said to two of them, you need to meet Bob, and that was what the podcast was called. You need to meet Bob.
That was the very first podcast, mate.
The very first podcast. So,
and mate, that was 2020.
Fuck, was it 2020?
2020.
Aye, it was just after the.
It was just before
the lockdown, wasn't it?
Lockdown, because we were struggling to keep the place open during lockdown.
That's right.
And as volunteers, we had to give everybody. We had to do a test every morning. Give everybody.
That's right. I remember doing the fucking stupid tests.
Everybody, mate.
These fucking stupid tests. Fuck, that's right.
Can you remember that?
6 years ago, mate.
A Wednesday.
Oh my God!
It was a Wednesday. It was folk up for a recovery place, and the minibuses. There was 50 people in there on a Wednesday.
It was
50 people you had to test.
It was absolutely wild, wasn't it? But it's not that. The boys came and they waited turn.
Oh,
they waited to get in because they loved it. The energy, I mean, it's still great. The energy is still probably great, but the energy back then was massive.
That's another place. It's there. It's run by people's donations.
Yeah.
It's no. I don't know what funding they get. I know they've had lottery grants and stuff like that. It's amazing. They're recognised with everybody now, but I still go up to it as best I can.
Aye, and I've not been up myself.
And there's days I don't go up, mate, because the head tells you you're not going anywhere, Bob. That's the bit that you're fighting your own head.
Aye, I know.
And that's the bit that I still constantly have to keep working on.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
I share the stuff in Facebook on their socials, and I share it a lot. And I've not got a chance to go up now because I'm working, but it's still.
But your life, like everything else, Paul, gets in the way, and it affects everybody's mental health, I suppose, doesn't it? Everybody's got something going on with their mental health. You don't know their story. I've seen it when I'm sitting in a bus. You're sitting in a bus and there's 20 people in the bus. You could be like, maybe there's 10 people in here that's chronically getting affected by their mental health. What else is going on in their mental health as well? You don't know. You don't know. But things are fixable as well. Remember, things are fixable.
100%. And I think one of the ways that me and you have agreed on the way to fix it is by talking.
It's... I'll do it all day long, you do it all day. We talk to the sungers down, mate, do you know what I mean? But the only way is to do this, is to talk. Because it's you'll phone me up and say, Paul, can I talk to you for a wee bit? Or I'll say, Paul, I've got son, I've been quiet for a wee while, and you phone up and say, mate, I've not heard from you, what's going on? And I'll tell you, and the first time you just say, what the f did you not phone me for? Do you know what I mean? But that's that rabbit hole thing again. But you know each other, and the best thing, it isn't an appointment you're making. No. It's just a phone call or a text.
Phone call or a text.
And we're all sitting with him, aren't we?
Yeah,
We're all sitting there
100%.
all
Yeah,
the time.
sometimes too much.
I check in with my mates all the time for the hub and say to them, just checking in, how you doing?
How you doing?
We do it every day religiously, 2 or 3 days every day, and that matters. And there's another big mate of mine up there now who's really, really struggling, and I contact him as much as I can. Do you know what I mean? We've met up and stuff like that, so that's important to me, mate.
100%.
And it's the art of conversation, mate.
Also, me and you this morning, well, last night, I said to you, Bob, fancy a breakfast? 100%, tick me in, let's go for a breakfast. Where did we go this morning? Was it Hailing Canteen?
Hailing Canteen, Big Robbie's place, Dumbarton Road.
Dumbarton Road, Hailing
Canteen. Beautiful place.
Really nice place, actually. The artwork's great.
But again, sitting down with your friends, with your colleagues, with somebody you've not caught up with, somebody maybe catch up with on a weekly basis, sit down, have a cup of tea, have a bite to eat, break a bit of bread. And again, that's still therapy, because people have something to talk about, isn't it? It's an outlet.
Yes,
your conversation to somebody that you know is listening to you and can give you unbiased trust and opinions to you. Because a good mate will if you're a tosser, your mate will tell you you've been a tosser.
Aye, exactly.
But if you're struggling, he doesn't just pick the phone up, he chaps your door.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
That's we've got that buzz.
And that's what we're going. And the reason for again doing a wee podcast is we've not done one in ages.
No.
We've not done any in ages. We have got many lined up. I think the last one I told you we were going to meet was Mind Flow State guy, Michael from Mind Flow State. We've just not had a chance to do it because I've been working and you've obviously been a wee bit busy
but
as
again,
well.
That's doing to we need to
do it.
We need to put.
And I think we need to.
Sometimes what's the most important thing.
Yeah. And I think we need to put the wheels to the road as well. Maybe it's about time we went on the road. So we've got the mics.
Mobile Green Sunrise.
Yep, the Mobile Green Sunrise, which would be good.
Good weather, mate. We've got the park over there. We've got anywhere we can go. We've got city centre, mate. We can go up to city centre and do a podcast.
Yep. Easily done. So let's get talking about what we're going to do just now.
You see Green Sunrise, you see let's get mobile.
Let's get mobile, definitely. Let's get mobile,
people.
And let's get it started. Let's make this a short one because it's good to get a wee kind of breather back into it, a wee runny up to the next podcast.
So what's your plan for the rest of the day, son? What's your thing?
A fucking allotment somewhere on the south side.
Well, fill your boots, mate.
An allotment somewhere on the south side. Fill wheelies, get the plant life starting and get the green sunrise planted.
I'm going to catch up with a big mate of mine, Big Blair. Was explained to earlier.
Aye.
He's moved.
Right, good.
His biggest thing, you introduced me to him in Mary Martyr's all the time ago.
That's right.
The big man's quite a solo player. He's quite private to himself.
Yes.
And he's had to move to Stirling through his woman getting a different job and stuff like that, life circumstances. But he suffers horrendously from his anxiety and panic attacks.
Yeah.
And I'm meeting him later on the day this afternoon.
Good. It'd be good to get a big B on.
And that again is the next therapy for him. It's a therapy session for him because the two are sitting talking away.
It's a connection to.
You've got to keep that connection.
But it's a connection to you also.
It's like a big spider.
Services.
It's like a big spider's web, innit? If you think about it, innit?
Aye.
The way we met, me and Blair met. You were doing the tour, and you said, "Bob, come here the now," and I done the tour with you that time.
That's right.
And Blair and I's always kept that friendship going. He's
Because
always phoned me up and asked us.
Blair knows.
I'm not doing too good, big man.
Aye.
And I was maybe not doing too good that day, but what you do is you put that aside.
Aye.
You know what I mean? Because he was struggling. It's not about me. It's not about big and I can't talk to you now. It's I'll talk to you.
Aye, 100%. And that's the thing.
It's that peer-to-peer support, isn't it?
So one of the things about this podcast was connecting guys like me and yourself, or females or males, whatever it's got to be, connecting them up to a service or a resource that has helped you and a resource that has worked. Is there any resources or any person within NHS or anything like that?
I've got my consultant, mate, and my place is based in Riverside in Partick,
right, okay,
on Dumbarton Road.
Right, okay.
And it's a health centre, medical centre.
You've been in Riverside.
But downstairs in the basement is a mental health unit.
Yep. All right, okay.
I've been graced now, mate, with an amazing consultant.
Right.
He's got me on the right medication. He listened.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones listened, but just me and him have got it going on. This is the longest period of time, touch wood.
Touch wood.
I've not been in the hospital. It's over 2 years since I've been in a ward.
Right.
Which is a major
that
thing for me.
Major.
So things are progressively getting better, but it's not just about I don't deal with the crisis team. I've not been at that stage. A lot of stages I have been struggling at times when my next protocol should have been phoning up there to talk to the crisis team or someone else. Twice I've been on before and I've explained things and he's actually popped me up about it and said, Bob, that's what we're here for. You should have contacted. But I'm trying to help myself. Do you know what I mean?
When did we, Bob, sorry to cut you off, when did we do the first podcast for the green room? Was that 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
4 years ago, probably.
So in the 4 years, let's summarise where you've been for there and then, because during the interview, you had just been diagnosed with having EUPD, right?
Yeah.
Now, to give people a kind of a story about what that means is emotional unstable personality disorder.
Regulating your emotions.
But
I can't do it the same as everybody else.
But the reason the diagnosis came about is because you were trying to commit suicide. There was times
I did a failed suicide attempt.
And
I was back in the hospital ward.
But how many failed suicide attempts was this until you got the diagnosis?
Three. I did three. Yep.
So you'd three failed suicide attempts. And have you done any more since?
I've had other suicide attempts. This is why I don't drive now, mate.
Right.
I choose not to be in a vehicle because I've had two in a car.
In the car?
Aye, two wrote them off, and I choose not to be in a vehicle now.
So, see, for that point onwards, the reason I'm pointing this out because, so after you get the diagnosis, how much has your life changed from the diagnosis?
What happened is at the time she says to me, "You've got this thing, EUPD." Explained what it was. Asked the secretary, says before to get me information. Come back, give me information. Had a quick read over it. A bullet. There's 9 traits. If you've got 5 of them or more, well, that's there for a diagnosis sort of thing. So I would have ticked, I could see and I ticked all of them. Right? So she says to me one thing, she says, Bob, I was 48 at the time, and she says to me, you've maybe had this all your life. She says, it's not curable. We've got therapy, we've got medications, we've got stuff like that. She says, what you need to do is you need to learn to live with it.
Right.
So I've done a lot of, which is amazing, people go into YouTube, and I listen to a lot of people on YouTube, like Paul talk about his EUPD, Bob talk about his EUPD, or BPD it's called mostly in the States. I've done that, and I listen to people talking rather than clinicians. Do you know what I mean? I'm not taking it away for the clinicians. Do you know what I mean? It's them that gave me a diagnosis. But what I'm saying is I'm listening to people with real life. I need to listen to 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 different people's testimonies and start putting it all together for myself. It's like me gathering my own diagnosis of that and seeing the bits that I've listened to this and that, and a girl saying that, or a man saying this, or somebody saying this. All the different stages of the suicidal ideation, the fear of abandonment, the rage, the compulsivity, all that stuff, the addictive personality in your head, all the stuff, it could warp your brain, but I've had to listen to all the bits and take out wee bits and say, I do that, I can see that, but this is how this affects me, that's how that affects me. Some people can say something to you, Paul, and say something to me, and it's completely different. It's the exact same thing, but I take it the wrong way, mate. Do you know what I mean? My head starts overthinking it too quick. I've got to try what I call it and put the brakes on it to slow it down, mate. To slow it down.
And so now, after the diagnosis, I think that the key element for you was, after you got the diagnosis, because my initial reaction to you getting the diagnosis was fuck, well, what you got to do now? It's like I was fear for that emotion, or fear for what was going to happen. But you were completely opposite. You said, no, I'm glad now. I'm glad that I've got something.
Well, I had an answer, didn't I?
You had an answer.
I had an answer. It's like what I said earlier on in the podcast here about people went to doctors for the first time, they didn't know what was wrong with them. I didn't know what was wrong with the first time I went to a doctor. I was just getting dealt with depression for years. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know what the problem was. Nobody maybe had enough experience in me yet. I hadn't had suicide attempts, I hadn't done this, I hadn't done that, to get somebody to sit down like a GP or my mental health team at the time to turn and say, oh, by the way, Bob, you've got EUPD. It wasn't at that stage. Maybe that was a failing in their side, I don't know. I don't know.
You just don't know.
I don't know.
So I suppose your message, if you got to any message from this episode or this podcast, would be about the fact is you need to talk, you need to be willing to speak to the professional services.
It's not easy. I know it's not easy for people. I fully understand that, and people can say, but how can I go and talk to somebody when I don't know what's wrong with me?
Aye.
The secret is just start talking.
Just start talking.
Tell them how you feel. Tell them how you can't say tell them how you don't feel. Tell them that you've no got emotion. You don't feel, because I go through long periods of that, mate. You just feel numb.
Yep.
It's like reaching inside you and taking all your emotion out. Do you know what I mean?
I think
But
probably
it's hard trying to engage with people when you're feeling that way.
I think probably during this episode and during this conversation, for example, we've got many images, Bob, that you've gave me, right? There's a lot of images that you've gave me that represents how you're feeling at that time. Now, one of the...
Is it the visual stuff you're talking?
The visual stuff, right?
Aye.
So the visual stuff that you've shared with me during our long conversation for 6 years ago, right?
There's 2 or 3 of them, mate, that I can do. What I try to do is to let you understand is, as I explained to you, mate, I've explained to others, it's hard to explain to somebody how it is for them to just get what you're saying. So I try to do it like so they can visualise what I'm saying, to try and give them some sort of understanding. We were talking earlier on that when part of this EUPD thing as well is, and I'm not living my life with EUPD. Do you know what I mean? I'm not letting it be me. I'm trying not to let it be me. But it takes over you. It's took over me. It's took over everything. So it's what it's like at times is, see when my mood's slipping so low, Paul, the bit that the consultants pissed off with, that I should have phoned up the crisis team, and I've not. I've got to try and put the brakes on that at that stage. And it's like what I've tried to explain before, I explained earlier on, it's like, I says, put 50 horses outside there, out the road, 50 horses, big thoroughbred horses, and put all the reins on them, mate, and give them to me. Now I'm asking people, do you think that you could hold the horses back? I've got to, mate. I need to do that with the horses, to stop either my adrenaline or my anger going boomf like that. Do you know what I mean? I've got to hold them back. You much the pressure and strain it takes and draws everything out of you to hold them back, mate, to stop me going further down to the next minute I'm admitted to hospital without me knowing it. Do you know what I mean? I've got to do these things, mate. I've got to. It's the only way it works for me. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I've said it before, it's like swimming in the sea, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I've explained that one before. It's a horrible setup, but...
So, let's finish today's episode. It's been quick, it's been short, it's been sweet. But how am I going to finish this episode? I'll probably finish on with some of the images. So if you listen to the rest of this podcast episode, after you finish, you'll probably see some images which I'll share on this. I may have shared some images through this talk.
Anybody that has EUPD, BPD, there's similarities. It's very close to like bipolar as well. It's got borderlines yet. But if people have got EUPD or BPD, contact Paul. It's easy enough to contact myself. I'm willing to sit down like this and we can have a talk. He's willing to sit and be the next chapter of the next chapter 73. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And we can take this a wee bit further. 100%.
And there is other people out there. Andy's Man Club is a great organisation. Again, for guys. Men Matter Scotland. Absolutely phenomenal organisation.
All the services know about them. But the most important thing is, if you don't feel you can go to the places, you can contact Paul and you can get in contact with me through Paul. And we can sit and have a private conversation. Do you know what I mean?
And I'll definitely, I'll leave information at the bottom of this podcast and in the description. Have an excellent day, Bob. Thank you yet again.
Welcome, mate.
You've been amazing. All right, mate. And we'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers, bye.
Make it happen.
That'll be brilliant.
That was right,